The Slender Man Stabbing, when imagination turned to murder. There are stories born on the internet. Ghost tales, urban legends, digital myths meant to entertain or frighten. But in 2014, one of those stories slipped through the screen and into the real world. This is a chilling, true story of how a fictional monster almost became the reason for murder. It started like any other childhood sleepover. 3 12-year-old girls, Peyton Bella Lutner, Morgan Geyser, and Anissa Wire, best friends growing up in the quiet suburb of Waukesha, Wisconsin. There was pizza, dress up, movies, giggles that echoed through the night. By morning, nothing would be the same, because by sunrise, 2 of those girls would lead the third into the woods. Not to play, but to kill. It was May 31st, 2014. The girls told Peyton they wanted to play hide and seek at a nearby park, a familiar spot surrounded by trees and bike paths. But this game had rules Peyton didn't know. Deep in the woods, Morgan pulled out a kitchen knife she'd taken from home. Anissa stood beside her, urging her on. Then 19 times the blade came down. Peyton screamed, begged, and fell. The knife pierced her arms, her legs, her torso. One wound came within a hair's breadth of her heart. The 2 friends told her to lie still so she'd lose blood slower. Then they walked away, leaving her to die. Their mission wasn't complete. They were headed, they said, to find Slender Man. To understand what happened next, you need to understand who, or rather what, Slender Man is. He was never real. Born in 2009 on an internet forum called Something Awful, Slender Man was a creepypasta, a made-up horror figure. Tall, faceless, dressed in a black suit with tentacle-like arms that stretched in the shadows. According to the lore, he stalked children, appeared in forests, punished those who disobeyed. Morgan and Anissa believed every word. They told detectives that Slender Man lived in a mansion hidden deep in the woods, and that to serve him, to become his proxies, they had to kill someone, a sacrifice, and they chose their friend. When investigators questioned the girls, their calmness was chilling. Morgan said, "I didn't want to do it, but I had to. Slender Man would hurt my family." Anissa said she was afraid not to help. Psychologists were baffled. How could children confuse fiction with reality so completely? Morgan Geyser was later diagnosed with early-onset schizophrenia. She claimed she saw and heard things no one else could. Anissa Wire was found to suffer from shared delusional disorder, also known as folie à deux, a shared psychosis where 2 people feed each other's delusions. It wasn't just a crime. It was a tragedy born of mental illness, fear, and belief in a lie. Peyton Lutner didn't die that day. Against all odds, she crawled out of the woods, covered in blood, desperate for help. A passing cyclist found her on the roadside, still breathing. Doctors said it was a miracle she survived. As for her attackers, the justice system struggled with what to do. They were just 12 years old, yet capable of unthinkable violence. Both girls were tried in adult court. Anissa was sentenced to 25 years in a mental health institution. Morgan received 40 years. Years later, both have been released under strict supervision, still monitored by the court. Peyton, now a young woman, carries the scars, 19 of them, reminders of the day her childhood ended in the woods. The Slender Man was never real, but the fear was, the obsession was, and the damage, all too real. This wasn't just a story about what happened in the woods. It's about what happens when the line between imagination and reality collapses, when the internet's darkest corners whisper to impressionable minds, when monsters don't hide under beds, they grow inside us. This is Trial and Terror. Real crimes, real people, real fear. If this story gripped you, like, share, and subscribe. And join us next time as we uncover the darkest crimes and coldest mysteries ever told. Until then, stay curious. Stay cautious. And remember, justice begins with truth.